Hello everyone, Damien here from DKBrickStudios. So today we are going to be finishing up the Bouncer Big Daddy build today in this build talk video. And today our topic for today in this video will be BioShock Parkside. We're going to be talking a bit about that, what I would do for BioShock Parkside if I were in charge of that. And we have extra time. What question? Just some like little what if questions, some little BioShocky questions that I'm gonna answer and you guys can answer. So yeah, without further ado, let's let that intro roll and we'll get started with this. Shall we? Let's. Alrighty, so let's get into this topic today. What would I do if I was in charge of BioShock Parkside? So I would do, starting off with this, I would try to figure out how to connect Burial at Sea and BioShock Infinite to BioShock 1, 2, and Minerva's Dead. I would connect those together somehow. I would either maybe have our main character be in BioShock, in the world of BioShock 1, 2, and 3, about 1, 2, and Minerva's Den, for a little bit of time. And just to give you guys a quick heads up, this does kind of build on my idea of BioShock does have this whole has this multiverse, and 1, 2, and Minerva's Den is in its own multiverse, while Infinite and Burial at Sea is in its own. I would highly recommend checking out that build talk video. I will hopefully remember to card that in the video here. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into this. Without further ado, I shall continue talking about this. So yeah, I would try to connect them. Maybe give another character who has the ability like Elizabeth. I wouldn't make Elizabeth as unique as she was. This is me moving a paper to kind of help me remind me of things. I'm standing for this. Try to be more, healthy. So I want to try to, it would be helpful for that. Or we start off in Elizabeth, in the universe, in the Rapture that we all know and love. Maybe we start on Columbia, we somehow crash land onto Earth, onto the land, get to the lighthouse, or we somehow crash land at the lighthouse magically. We somehow land there, and it's the lighthouse that has, and it's the one that Elizabeth and those guys are in. I feel like that universe is the one that would have the Suchong, who uses the Lutece device, his version of a Lutece device. But that's just me. That's how I would figure that. That's how I would do that. Write that bit out. But again, this is just how I would do it. You guys are welcome to tell me how you would do. How would you like to have a BioShock Parkside be? And we will and I will see. And I would like to see that kind of some more viewer participation. I love hearing getting that. So yeah. BioShock Parkside will help. That would help give us info. Like, that would tell us, that would kind of help us set up, okay, yes, we are able to jump from one universe to another. We would only do one universe jump probably halfway through the game because of a specific reason. Probably because our villain has ran from one universe to another universe. Don't know who yet. Don't really have an idea about this. This is all just an idea. If 2K somebody from 2K is watching this, please, give me credit on this. I would love to be credited on this. You can hit me up if you want. I'd be happy to help out with this. Happy to help out on a BioShock project. Get me going. Help me out with somewhere in my life, But nonetheless, I would make it so we are not in. We go from one universe to another halfway through the game, and we are running around trying to. We finish them off there. Now, of course, the splicers don't And of course, this would probably be in a different section of Rapture, probably more along the time of between 1 and 2. I feel like that would make a lot more sense in my opinion than having it being that right smack dab in the middle, you know. Mm. Wait, probably maybe it could be even after 2. You know, we could do it after 2, maybe between 1 and 2. But again, that would probably ruin Jack's legacy if we did it between 1 and 2. So 1 and after 2 would be better. Kind of show, like maybe a year or two after, just to kind of show how Rapture's gone decrepit, and you know, this guy maybe has the ability to, is planning to use his money and wealth to rebuild Rapture into a whole new world. I don't know, you know, he saw Columbia as like a failed place, and he knows Rapture's a Rapture that could really use some work, and he goes to that Rapture in that universe, and they're trying to stop him. Now, of course, I would use weapons from BioShock 1 and 2, from the BioShock franchise, from the first 2 BioShock games, and from all of them. So, half of the weapons would be from 1 BioShock game. From Infinite, because if we start off in Infinite, we might as well have the Infinite weapons. If we have our character go from there, we then would have to end up in our other world. Now, how we're gonna again, my thinking is, he has to somehow have the ability to open up a tear to get those weapons, get those ammo packs, because, you know, it's gonna be kind of hard to get them when you're in another universe and there is none of those around. And then there's the other weapons in the other universe that you'd use. I'd probably have the carbine in from Infinite. I don't know any other weapons from Infinite. I've only used the machine gun and the carbine. Like, I mained those pretty much throughout the entire game. Don't care. Those were the 2 guns I liked, and I stuck with them. I did not care. But you tell me what guns would probably work if we were to do this combining. I'd love to hear it. I would love to hear your thoughts here. Any viewer participation intake is always greatly appreciated. And just to kind of give you guys an idea what's going on right now, we are working on trying to get a little side bit that's on the Big Daddy, where the arms are in, although I will say that doesn't happen in this. But yeah, you will see how I try to tackle this. So, yeah. Then, of course, we have to have, and then, you know, we would have to have vigors and plasmids. I would do half of the vigors and half of the plasmid from there. I feel like we should have the hacking techniques, hacking in the game, so possession, although it is great and all, hacking should be better. Hacking should be an element in the game. There should also be, I feel like maybe Devil's Kiss. I used that a bit. Maybe the Crows thing. Return to Sender, maybe, but I would definitely say either Shock Jockey or Electro Bolt should be one of the 2 in the game, along with Infinite, along with the the plasmids for there's some, no, I don't really remember all the stuff for Infinite because I haven't really touched Infinite in like forever. I only played it once, but I mean, I am going to be talking more about that later when we do Subject Delta, so hit the subscribe button if you want to hear more about my thoughts about Infinite. So, yeah. But yeah, I would definitely maybe have like Incinerate, Electro Bolt in the game. Maybe have some of the weapons and the Vigor/Plasmids already crossing over. Maybe kind of do something like that. That would be something to do, because that'd be actually a really cool aspect. Like, the world is actually kind of falling apart. Like, the multiverse is starting to fall apart or something. Maybe some universes are collapsing in on each other. That could be something. What would be some themes about this game? I would definitely be up with like morale, like choice. The whole choice theme from BioShock 1 was a definite good was a really good aspect, and that would definitely be something I would want to carry on into in this game because of the little sisters in BioShock 1. In Rapture, we're going to need to have that. And of course, we're also going to need to have the whole what's its face? What other themes would work in this game? I haven't really thought about that. Maybe something along the lines of like how, like, definitely something about like you should be careful about who you trust. Because maybe we could have Atlas in there or something helping out. Maybe I don't know, but definitely try to make it so that you have like you have to try to be wary. Like honestly, you could if you come up with ideas that could be better than my idea for themes. I really don't have much of an idea for what themes could be used in this BioShock game. Let me know in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear them. What wells would I like to see? I mean, I don't really know. I don't really think there's much that could be done for Infinite wise. I mean, like maybe make a whole, like the Infinite section, maybe make a couple sections different than what we see there. Maybe make like not Rapture, but their Columbia in ruins a bit, kind of like you're like a build it like a section like kind of have a tendency to fall down and plummet towards the ground for a bit and then kind of catch itself a bit, or like sections that just tend to just crumble and fall down to the ground. That would be really interesting. And if we had it over water, that would actually add to, then that could maybe even lead more to why we're by the lighthouse. We could be somehow by the lighthouse. We could just be slowly drifting by the lighthouse. And then, heck, we couldn't even have to do the whole swapping. We could just be in the one universe. One of the universes that actually happened where the Vox took over, and that's where that happened, where that Rapture exists. I don't know. Could be a thing. Again, 2K it's got a little bit of stuff to work with because of the whole thing with Burial at Sea and how that all messed that up, and how Infinite and Burial at Sea kind of messed with it. I'm trying to figure out a way to help them. I'm trying to figure out a way that could help bridge the two together and kind of make a cohesive story and kind of bring everything together, and so that maybe they could wrap it all up if they would like to. Or if they want to go from there, they can always build on the whole multiple universes idea, because I wouldn't be against having a multiple universe stories with those. Just don't make it crazy, which I'm going to get into why. Just don't make it hard to follow. Alright. So yeah. Now, we would definitely do for BioShock, I definitely feel like we definitely need the world a little more decrepit, like more than it is in 2. I would love to see Fort Frolic. I would love to see if Sander Cohen's still alive. I mean, it depends on if the player actually killed him or not, so I mean, we might as well just make him dead, nonetheless. See Fort Frolic, maybe a partially sunken Arcadia. Like, a portion of the map of Arcadia that is sunken from what we knew in 1, so that'd be actually kind of cool. Yeah, that'd actually be kind of cool. Maybe the medical center? Maybe the medical center. Definitely a trip to Hephaestus and Fontaine Futuristics. Those two would be kind of a cool. Those two buildings would definitely be a cool place to visit. After, I don't know which order would be the best place, because I feel like, where would you want to start off? Maybe the medical pavilion. No, well, obviously you would want to start in the Welcome Center if you're going to fall from from the heights you do into the ocean below. Or you're in one of the wreckage and you gotta quickly get out of there before the water reaches to you and you drown, so, you know. And then you get out and you're like, holy crap, what the hell is that supposed to be? And you just see this lone lighthouse in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, and you're like, might as well investigate this. And then you go in, you see this atmosphere, you go down, you hear Andrew Ryan's speech. Not as good as it was before. Like, it's worn down, it's very old, it's old and decrepit. Could use some reworking. It could, like, kind of like how they had Leia's message in Last Jedi. They had it worn down a bit. They kind of did some things to make it a bit older, make it feel like it was older. Do what they could. I would like them to do what they can to make it feel like it's older, for sure, to have that happen, because that would help out a lot, giving that feeling of, yes, this thing is a very old item. This belongs to something very old. This is a very old world that we live in. And this world's been here for a while, and this thing has not been touched in, like, forever. And you get in, you see the city, and you're like, holy cow. You see it, it's decrepit. The Welcome Center is partially flooded. Like, we could maybe have, like, the bottom layer, the second layer, like, the layer where you have to run into the medical pavilion, flooded a bit, like, up to ankle height, like, knee height, or, like, ankle height. For the character. That could be, they kind of give this feeling like, yeah, this city is slowly being retaken by the ocean. And I'm sorry for going more in depth with, I kicked the desk I have this standing on, my laptop, but sorry if I'm talking more about BioShock than Infinite, but just, I know more about BioShock than Infinite, and how I would like to see BioShock, because there's more you can do with it than Infinite. Than Columbia. I mean, Columbia's got, its a city, but I mean, yeah, you would obviously want to make the cities look like kind of like they're like there's other ways you can do it, but I don't really know like how you would want to do it. I don't really have an idea of how you. I don't have there's not like an idea of how you would make Columbia all messed up. I want to see something where it's like Columbia, like Rapture. We know how Rapture looks like when it's under pre, like before, like slowly being taken by the ocean. We have an idea of how that looks. We've seen that in the games. I'm going off what I know. And so kind of going back to what I was saying, I would definitely like to see something like that where you have to tread through some water, and have to be careful about if you use Electrobolt or not, because, you don't want to accidentally set somebody, get yourself caught on electrocuted, although you would probably have the Electrobolt thing. So yeah. There would be the electric flash maybe on. But only if you have that on. I mean, obviously they would have to figure out where they're going to put things and tonics and how you're going to get these tonics and when you're going to get the tonics and all that, because that's a lot of planning. I'm not a game developer. I've only I've only learned how to make characters, design them, and I've gone from there. I've never really touched it. I've never really gone into the whole making them. I know how you make a character from a video game. I've done that whole thing. Actually, a really cool process, not going to lie. But I don't know how I haven't fully learned how to do the full game process, which was another thing that was at this one time called the Vision, which actually taught that. So, I mean, I just wasn't in that one class. I learned art and animation, which kind of helps with understanding how animation is. So, yeah. But nonetheless, and then, of course, we'd probably head to the medical pavilion. I feel like that'd be a great place to stop. I feel like there should be a reason why we have to head to the medical pavilion. Maybe it's due to us having sustained some injuries from our fall to the ocean. We have to head there. and we have to find them. And of course, we're getting reacquainted. We're learning the world. We might find somebody on the radio. We maybe grab the radio and we try calling out to somebody on the radio, and we hear somebody, and we eventually meet up with them. Maybe have a whole Atlas Fontaine situation there. I don't know. Maybe while we're going on through Rapture, we hear him say something, and say a couple things that don't sound like him, but do show up as his icon on the when it pops up. So it would be kind of interesting. Maybe how this whole game could be, and I'm going back to how I was talking about this earlier. How this whole game could be set it up is we start off like the very beginning of the game in Colombia, as it's falling apart, and then we fall into the ocean right by the lighthouse, and we see the city of Colombia just slowly falling apart, and we're just the only we were the only one who actually made it into the ocean, made it to this point. Now we have to go into there. So we were one of the people, so we made it off of Colombia, but now we're into Rapture. So that could be something. I don't know, maybe. Again, I'm just throwing ideas out here. Kind of talking about it. You guys are if you guys are sitting here listening to it, you guys are hopefully you guys can able to tell me what you think about it in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts about this. I really like talking about I find this be a very interesting idea of mine. And hey, 2K, you're welcome to hit me up about this. I'll be happy to help you with this. I'd be happy to, be your idea man for this. If you're making a BioShock, I'd like to know if you are. It'd be good to know if there is a new BioShock game coming out, because I'd like to see a new BioShock game. Who doesn't want to see a new BioShock game? So yeah, there's gonna be all of that, and of course, after we go to the medical pavilion to get supplies to get healed up, to fix the healer to do a bit of surgery or something. Maybe we then run around. We try to find a way out of Rapture, and while we're talking with this guy on the radio to try to find him, we end up either in Arcadia, Fort Frolic, maybe. Maybe that could be one of the next stops. But obviously, Arcadia should be partially. I feel like Arcadia should be partially flooded, because I want to kind of show the city has been slowly retaking the sea has been slowly retaking the city, and that's important to show in the game. The game needs to show more of Rapture being overtaken by the water. And the map should be very similar to how it was in the first game, but you need to show it being overtaken by the water. That's what needs to be happening. Maybe our main character, and this is just me thinking out loud here, could have something similar to Jack, where he's where we have maybe a "Would you kindly" message in there, but he's been in Colombia all this time, not knowing about this message in his head, and then he was born like a normal to grow to a normal age, and then he was made to grow at a natural rate, as opposed to Jack. But then, we have the dealio with, then the main villain could probably know something about it. We may start getting a little hints about it by him on the radio, by him saying that to us a couple of times, maybe him telling us about, maybe him on the other end of the radio trying to contact some of his colleagues or something like that. Be like, look, I got the guy here. We just need to get him to do this thing. Once we're done, we're good. And maybe there's another cult in Rapture of the remaining city, and they worship the water or something. I don't know. They could be worshiping the ocean retaking the city, and they sacrifice people to it. Maybe, I don't know. Or that could be an idea. Again, But again, and the villain could be somebody who wants to try to reclaim Rapture and bring it back to her normal glory, which you have a dilemma. Do you want to kill the guy and allow him to bring back Rapture, and allow him to bring the city back to its former glory, or do you allow him, or do you kill him and go from there? Because I, on the personal hand, think I would leave him. And you could have him, sparing him, be the good ending, and the bad ending be Rapture falls apart and you don't really make it out alive. Meanwhile, you have the choice after you spare him to stay in Rapture. And of course, that's going to add on to what you do with the little sisters, which is also an important element in BioShock, may I add. So yeah, that is also important. We cannot forget about that. BioShock, that is an important element in the game. We cannot forget about that. So yeah, there would be that. What else? So yeah, and then probably like after we make the trip to Arcadia, we make a trip to Fort Frolic. Yes, we make a stop to Fort Frolic. Maybe that's where we meet our guy. He talks with us for a bit. I don't know. That could happen. Maybe, although that would probably be like the third level in. Don't want to have it be that quickly. Maybe we have it be like, oh. Maybe we have, no wait, okay, so we would have our guy trying to get out of the ocean. We have him going in for the welcome center, the medical, fourth level. Okay, so that's our fourth level. Maybe we push him back a bit more. Maybe we meet him in, like, I don't know. We head from there to, like, Hephaestus. That's where we meet him. I forget when we meet with Ryan in the game. We have the medical pavilion. We have the medical pavilion. The Neptune's bounty. The thing with his family. Family, as I say with air quotes. Y'all know what I mean by that. Y'all should know what I mean by that. If you don't, check out what's the things at Fort Frolic. Arcadia, Farmer's Market. It's probably like the 10th or 9th level. It that might be a little more, but whatever, still. I'm going by location, so yeah. That's how I was counting it. But either way, we have a lot going on there. With the character. We have a lot happening in there. So yeah, maybe a little more. Obviously, there should be more going on in the game. We should probably visit a couple new areas of Rapture. I don't know what else would be important, like what should be seen, but maybe some other some apartment districts, or like, like what maybe you visit a couple spots from 2 in the game, and then, we maybe see what Dionysus Park looks like, kind of see, like, after we do Hephaestus, we visit Dionysus Park. I know, right? Kind of, get to see the two ideals of the two people who used to rule the city. And, yeah, I definitely see, if we go this route, it would definitely have to be 2. It would definitely have to be after 2. So, yeah. And definitely would have to be another a universe where BioShock Infinite's events didn't really happen, and something else caused the city to fall, and where we had our character go there, or the events of Infinite did happen, where the Vox Populi rose up, took over the city, and all that happened. Like, we see, like, the aftermath of Elizabeth disappearing, and we see the Vox Populi rise up and become the new rulers. See that whole thing. See the city go downhill very fast, go downhill by the time, Rapture happens. And then we are in a war that happens during the downfall, maybe like that's our first level, and then, again, that'd be an idea. That'd be an idea. Again, I'm just spitting out ideas here that could maybe be interesting to make this BioShock game work, and I'm trying to make it sound like infinite, and the 3 games here are, those games are all connected somehow, and they don't feel like, okay, we had the Rapture trilogy, which is BioShock, BioShock 2, BioShock Minerva's Den, which I consider its own game, even though it's a DLC. It's a really good thing. I'm going to talk about that and all of those stuff when we build Subject Delta. I know I'm making you guys wait for that, but we're going to do that. Hopefully I go for the whole 2 hours of just talking about that. It's probably going to be the 2-hour thing, but it'll be split in half as I've been doing with these, so yeah. So, yes, indeed. We're about halfway through the video at the moment. And, yeah, let's just see what else we can do here. What else would be happening? Well, obviously I want to see, like, it'd be kind of cool to have, like, at least 1 or 2 weapons of the character in the game, from the main game, from the first game in here. That would be nice. Like, it'd be nice to have, like, BioShock Infinite's, like a couple, like, he starts off with a couple weapons from there, ends up in Rapture, and he gets some of the other weapons from there as well. And maybe have, like, 1 or 2 Vigors on him. And then he gets the rest of the stuff from Rapture. And, yeah. I see that being a good thing to do. I don't know, that's just me. That'd be interesting to watch. That'd be interesting to play through. Like, hey, let's get you through this. You go through, you see the game, you get the weapons, and then you get out, and then you're like, oh, now my bad, sorry, somebody, texted me. I need to fix that. I need to deal with that every time. There we go, better. Disregard that. Yeah, like, I want to make sure that, you're able to feel like there's a connection. Maybe we make a trip to Minerva's Den in the game at some point. Maybe we see a Rapture with no thinker, Well, without the thinker, I feel like Rapture doesn't work, so... I think I might have found the problem to this whole idea. I think I have. I don't know. The thinker's still there, isn't it? I gotta replay that. I have to get back and replay. I need to replay that. That might be something I do soon. Like, I might play that tomorrow as of this recording. Like, it's a Friday right now recording this, and this is supposed to go up on Monday. So I might just sit down and do that on a Monday. Do that Saturday, Sunday. Yeah. God, I need to remind myself about that. Huh. Okay, then. But nonetheless, Rapture, it's gone hell, obviously. It may be with or without the thinker. Remind me if you guys if you guys are remember it off in the comment, remember it well in the comment section down below. Tell me that you can tell me that, because I know something happens down there. As you guys can see, we are adding the drill. We have the arms all done with the Big Daddy. He's getting somewhere. We're gonna now do the back stuff and the front, and then the back, and then the top. So yeah, he's almost done. He's almost done. He's almost done, and we're getting some progress on him. That's for sure. That's for sure. Oh boy. trying to think what other things would happen, what I would like to see happen in this game. Again, like I said, probably some new areas of Rapture. That would definitely be a really cool thing to have. Like, I don't know what type of areas I'd like to see, but definitely new areas of the city. Areas where we've never seen before. Areas new that we've never seen in Rapture that would be interesting to see. And I'd love that, honestly. I would love that a lot, and I'd have a lot of fun being able to be like, oh, yo, this is so cool. Now I have to think. Now it's like you got to think about what did it look like before it all got flooded. But hey, it would be cool to do that. I don't know if you heard the door chime we have. Stupid thing. I hate it. But whatever. Why don't we stop talking about BioShock Parkside now and go on to some of the questions I have. And this is where you guys get to partake in this as well. You guys get to answer these questions as well. Get to join in, all that good stuff. So, the first question I have, what plasmids would I use in real life and why? So, I'd probably first of all use Electrobolt. I mean, we live in a world where everything has electricity with it. My phone, my watch, I have an Apple Watch, so my laptop, my iPad, nearly everything has electricity and it has a battery on it. It'd be useful to be like, oh, my phone's running low, just go, and I'd have a charge on my phone, or it'd be great to charge things, or be like, oh, I need toast. There, I don't need to plug the dang thing in. If it's been unplugged, I could just boost it up myself. I'd be a walking electric factory. It'd be really useful, to be perfectly honest, in the real world. I'd probably have a Cyclone Trap, for the fact that, Cyclone Trap 3 from BioShock 2, to be more precise. Why? Because I want to have the ability to put a couple Cyclone Traps on the walls and maybe the ceiling, and they're like fans. They're perfect. They're little fans. I don't have to worry about electricity cost. I can just maybe put like a winter blast in there, and I get to have I get to have an AC, or if I have Incinerate, which probably be another one I'd use, I get to have those. I'd have the ability to heat and cool my house as I so please. It'd be really useful, and I would actually do it that way. I see that being a way to help out a lot. And I really think that, it could help me a lot, especially since my body, it wigs out, like my skin kind of feels like it has like this weird, ugly sweat, and it kind of has like this rashy thing going on, which it happens a good number, and there's times it happens like during the night, for when I'm trying to fall asleep. It helped out a lot. I could just be like, fine, and I would just have flipping fans kind of circulating air around my room, and I'd be none the wiser, and then I can just cancel the traps. Perfect thing. Perfect thing. I feel like I remember there's more wanted I would use in real life. I forget what those were off the top of my head. What else would be useful? I don't really see... I mean... What's the one where you get hit with a gust of wind? Oh, well, definitely I could see telekinesis being useful. I mean, there, not to be lazy or anything, but there are days where I just don't want to do anything. Telekinesis could be really useful. Ah, yeah, Sonic Boom. Sonic Boom would definitely also be useful. Just for the sense that, oh, if I don't want, if there's somebody in my way who, if there's somebody who's being an idiot in front of me, or I could just push it, and I have technically force push, force pull in my grasp. It'd be really cool to have, technically to have the force, but it's just two plasmids. And I'm doing all this without having any of the repercussions of Adam and getting hooked on Adam. It's just a simple, oh, I have Adam. Okay. I'm just going to now use that Adam. Okay, I've inserted Adam into me. I have all these plasmids at my disposal. Here are the ones I'm going to use. That's how I'm imagining it in the real world. You basically get to pick and choose the ones you would use in your real life to help you out. So yeah. I think those are the plasmids I would use in real life, to be perfectly honest. I think there could be maybe one more, maybe Gravity Well, but I don't really see that being much of a use. Because, I mean, it just pulls in everything into one spot, and it's like, that's not really useful. Actually, yeah, that might not really be useful. What else is there? And range, not really. Target dummy, Hypnotize, I'm talking about just the regular Hypnotize, not the Hypnotize Big Daddy. The Hypnotize from 2, not 1. Yeah, not really. Just for the sheer fact that it's like, yeah, I could hypnotize somebody, but it's like, that kind of gives me unlimited power. I could be like, yeah, let's do it, And it'd kind of be against consent and all that. Yeah, that'd just be a whole mess. I could see that being a whole big thing. So yeah, definitely not that. Definitely not insect swarm. I mean, it'd be cool to have the ability to launch bees on my arm, but it'd probably be better not to, because I mean I'm allergic to pollen, and those things could carry pollen, so. And plus that thing's gonna hurt. That's gonna hurt like a mother trucker. So yeah, I think that's it. So again, you guys are welcome to comment down below what type of plasmids you would use in the real world. So yeah, now, next question. What would my life be in Rapture like? Just like a normal everyday. Maybe we can kind of scale this up to a week, but normal everyday. And you guys are welcome to comment on this as well. Before we kind of get into this, we are kind of going over all the body, I'm working on like the back area right now. Getting all that dealt with. Pretty soon will be the next bit. I believe it's the head. Yeah, it's the head, the whole like the face portion, and then the top of the face, then the top of the body / face. So yeah, after that we'll be all done with him. So what would my life like be in Rapture? I'd probably see myself, depending on how my work, like art-wise, is perceived by Ryan. I'm either with Atlas or I'm either stuck with being on the side of Atlas or not. So yeah, there's that. But if I was with Ryan, if I didn't have to worry about being in the fear of Ryan, of my work being against Ryan's ideals, how would I live my life there? Well, I'd probably see myself being a regular at Mr. Sander Cohen's plays, because that's probably like one of the very few things that are available. And I'd probably be a regular at Fort Frolic, just because I love the fort. The fort is really beautiful, and I love it. It's so fun to just run around and just look at the fort in the game. So I'd love to visit there. Probably be a big visitor to Arcadia. would definitely visit Arcadia a lot. Probably visit that a good portion. Probably have a special spot for me to just look out the window and see how everything is. And just they like marveled about like I'm under the ocean and I'm looking out at this window to see fish and oh, man, this is so beautiful. Like that's one of the things I love about BioShock. It's the beauty in it. It's such beauty. The beauty of the game, which I like. It's such a beautiful game and such a oh, man. I'm in love with it. What I'd probably see myself doing there, I'd probably be like an artist. I'd maybe write, maybe draw, maybe paint, maybe be like maybe be like one of the like visual artists, and maybe do occasional writing for under like the guise of Ryan. So be occasional that have my artwork be paid by it, be sold. Maybe in the fort. When it comes to the Civil War, I'd probably do what I can to fortify myself and stay alive. If I have to use plasmids, I will use the plasmids, but I will make sure not to before. And, yeah, Maybe trying to make myself like a very well-known politician, like not really like a politician, but more like somebody who's well-known and with art. Like people want to get my artwork, like want to have themselves drawn by me. Like maybe have Andrew Ryan call me to his office one day, be like, "I'd like you to draw me." I'd be like, "Why, yes, sir. I will be happy to draw you." And I draw him, and yeah, maybe kind of try to experiment in the film industry. Experiment, like I said, experiment. If they do have film medium there to be displayed, I will experiment in the filming industry. Kind of experiment there. Obviously, that'd be kind of fun to do. Obviously, I'd probably be one of those people who would look at the plasmids and be like, huh, what's this plasmids? I'm not going to use a plasmid. And then it's like, oh, yeah, these things actually look really good. Like, plasmids? Nah, I'm not using the plasmids. Those plasmids are no. No, thank you. I'm good. I don't need a plasmid. And then, I start seeing that they're very popular, and I'm like, oh, I might want to look into one of those. I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna go get myself some plasmids. I'll probably start off small, but, go from there. Probably not go too crazy with the plasmids. Like I said, I'd probably, just live my life. Like, I'd probably be on a week, have this weekly routine of like once a week, head to Fontaine, head to see play a Sandra Cohen's. Maybe a couple times a week, see Sandra Cohen's plays. Be working there, drawing and painting and all that of stuff in Rapture. Again, if they have film mediums there, I will do stuff there. Like, I will sit there and draw things in the film medium. I will do things in paper, and like draw it and paint, and So yeah. Again, write occasionally, like maybe post like a short story of mine in like the Rapture Tribune or something like that for people to read. Although Ryan would probably own it, but it's like, hey, I wrote the thing. He now owns the thing. I just wrote it. He owns the rights to do whatever. And I'd be perfectly fine with how I live life. Like, I wouldn't be bothered with, how it's all done, Rapture to me would just be a beautiful place to live, and I mean, I'd probably be upset not being able to see a couple of my friends, like my friend Amber, but she'd probably be one of those people, if Rapture was real, be one of those first few people to be living in Rapture, so I'd probably, like, okay, you are in Rapture with me, I'm in Rapture with you. We're good. I'm happy that you're in here with me. I don't want to say goodbye to her. She's a good friend. If you have not seen any of my episodes of, of any of the episodes of Adventure Quest on my channel, we actually have a couple episodes with her in it, so we will get, so there is that. I would highly recommend checking out the gaming channel. The gaming channel is a really good place. At some point we'll be doing BioShock in the future, not at the moment right now, because, I mean, BioShock, I don't have the means right now to play BioShock on my poor laptop. I torture this poor thing, but in the future we will have the means and the ability to play BioShock. So yeah. And of course I'd probably, I'd probably try to help somebody out here and there, just because I'm that nice guy. I'm a guy who likes to be helpful and doesn't like seeing people being down on their luck in a way, but of course Andrew Ryan would probably be like, what are you doing, kid? I'd be like, I'm just trying to help this guy out. Maybe give the guy a couple dollars in change. But other than that, I mean, I probably wouldn't, do anything wrong. I'd probably be all in the free market industry. They're in Rapture. Which, of course I'd probably be missing out on some of the big stuff that's going on out here, like, if, this was, like, around the time, like, of course I'd probably be missing out on, like, Star Wars and all that, but it's like, yeah, whatever. Those stars didn't exist before the franchise even, before BioShock 1 even began, so I probably would we're missing that. Nor Star Trek, so... But like I said, I'd probably find myself enjoying the life in Rapture. So like I said, right now we're working on the face of the Big Daddy. We're getting him all done. We're gonna eventually we'll be done with him after once the face is all done, we'll be done with him, and then we'll be wrapping this whole thing up. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I really like how I did the whole face of the Big Daddy. He looks really good. I'm just gonna say this, the Big Daddy looks really cool. And I'd probably, if I were living in Rapture, stay clear away of the Big Daddies and Little Sisters, just because I don't want to get killed, be wrecked by one of them. Because, Gracie from BioShock 2 got her jaw broken by a Big Daddy. I don't want that happening to me. No, siree. I'd rather, have my film career be able to work on what I'm working on without having a broken jaw. Well, like, Fu Chung say, when's Big Daddy ready? No one mess with Big Daddy. So, yeah. This is, it's just, it's, like, I'd probably be, like, living a nice life there. Enjoying it, having fun. Probably, if they're, like, lavish parties, I'd probably see myself being invited to them. If not, at least going to these parties, and hanging out with people. Probably meet some people. I may end up knowing Tenenbaum, and that's I could see myself getting to know Tenenbaum just for the sheer fact. I mean, I might end up walking into her at some point, and kind of getting a connection with her because I mean we're both high functioning autistics, which to me when I found out about that was epic. I'm probably going to talk about that either with Eleanor or the big sister. The big sister might not. It might not be the big sister. It might be Eleanor. I forget what the big sister is going to be, but we'll continue on from there. So yeah, I'd probably be hanging out with her from time to time. Maybe she might tell me what's going on with the plasmid business. I don't know. But I mean, I'll just say that she's somebody I aspire to. I aspire to be someone like Bridget Tenenbaum, to be someone who's very renowned in their field. And to me, that just knowing that Bridget Tenenbaum that really was renowned and very well known in Rapture for being the person who helped create Adam, to me, just made me feel like, yeah, I could probably become somebody who does really good in film. Which I'll talk about doing the movies for BioShock as movie wise. So yeah, I hope you guys check that out. That actually is a really good thing. Otherwise, you're probably wondering how the heck did we get to this stage? But yeah. I'll probably repeat that bit again in the thing about the representation a bit. But hey, it's something. It's just something I care about. It's not big on my list, but it's something. It just means a little bit to me. So yeah, we've got about like 8 minutes left, a little over 10 minutes, 11 minutes left, essentially. So yeah, I would go on to the next topic, but I'm going to need more time for that. So that could be something that happens next episode. I might have to think of new topics for that, new questions to go along with that, and I'm gonna see also, or if, and I'll probably end up being, it may just be me, if I can't get another person on. So yeah, I'll have to see what I can do, but we'll see. We'll have to see. I'll let you guys know about that in the future. So yeah, we're just gonna kind of, just, I forget how I did the last bit. To be perfectly honest, I think I just sat here, kind of just talking a bit about the Big Daddy. So yeah, the Big Daddy, he was a bit difficult, but I really like how it came out. It's a really good model. I really like how all these Big Daddies came out. I'm not gonna lie. I think I did a phenomenal job with each and every single one of them. Yeah, I think I did. It seems like every one of these I end up with this. To be perfectly honest. I'm not gonna lie. It seems like every time this is the second one this happened, but hey, whatever. I don't want to cut it short because then, I'd probably bring up the audio from there, and I don't want to have that going on because I have copyrighted music in that, and I don't want to get things copyrighted. Well, Damien listens to copyrighted. I listen to music any time I can, and I don't listen to music when I record these because that's just no. I can't, unfortunately. Although there are times I'd love to. I just can't. So yeah, I will say this again. If you have not checked out DKBrickStudios, check that out. Link to that is always in the description down below. I know I'll be saying that in the outro, but check that out. We do some really cool stuff there. I've had some talks about BioShock there from time to time. So yeah, go ahead, check that out. I just had an idea for another thing I could talk about, but I'm not going to talk about that here because I'm probably going to need more time to discuss it than less than 10 minutes. Well, it's less than 10 minutes because I have to record the outro after this bit. So, and we have the outro after this, and I haven't recorded that yet. What, me not having recorded the outro? Look, I have a system. I have a system. I'm not gonna lie though, the Big Daddy looks really good. This was the first one I did, and when I built it, when I finished him, I was like, dang, this guy looks dope. I think I did a phenomenal job with him. I think I did a really good job with him. I can't wait for you guys to see the Rosie model and how that all went down. That one was the hardest one, I feel. But then when I got to the Rumbler, I'll probably bring this up in the Rosie, but definitely I'm going to say this here, although I'm going to be mentioning it again. The Rosie has some similar parts. The Rumbler has some similar parts to the Rosie, so check that. I will mention that again. That in the future. That's insane. To be honest, I'm gonna go over that because you'll be noticing. I'll just essentially I'll tell you all about that. When I found that out, because oh boy, that's actually kind of cool. Are we doing the arms? Oh no, wait, we're doing the face and the arms. Yeah, I kind of built that in a weird way. And how I'm looking at it is not in a full screen, it's in a little preview menu, so, on iMovie, so yeah. Yeah, I'm making the drill the last step. But yeah, honestly, I really think he came out really good. He's a good looking model. I don't have the little sister in this video, but I believe I do it in the Rosie model, so we'll be able to, you guys will be able to see that. It may not be in the V, I'll have to double check that, but it's a 50-50 likelihood of that happening. And if that doesn't happen, then we will, you'll see it at least in either the Rumbler or the Lancer, which those two are done out of order, but whatever, I don't care. I just got them built. I got them built, and I built them, and they look dope. I'll mention that in the beginning of that one video, one of them, so yeah. Yeah, I will say I wasn't going to do all the little wiry bits in front of him because that's a pain in the rear. That would have been a pain in the rear to do with frickin' even with Technic, I would have had to figure out how to connect all the Technic pieces together, line it all up. It probably would have ruined the look of it. I might go back and do it later down the line, but right now I didn't want to have to deal with Technic, and if I did with like some kind of tube or something like that, that would have been a mess too, because this program doesn't have the ability to rotate flexible bits, which is very annoying in my opinion, because if I want to make something if something is flexible and should be movable, it should be movable. I should be able to move it. But no, it can't be. That's one thing I dislike about this thing. I forget if LDD did that. Honestly, LDD wasn't that bad of a program, but I mean, it was a good starting program. To be perfectly honest, it was a good starter. Yeah, and most of my videos were on that program. A number of my videos were done on that program, and how I recorded them was... Oh god, I'm so glad I own this program. This program is much better. 10 times, like it's a world of a difference, and it makes it better. It makes life a lot better, I swear to god. Yeah, I'm trying to... I like to make sure all the instructions are done right, just to, make sure that it's done appropriately, so that way, when I go to build it, it's like, okay, we go from step 1 to step 2 to step 3 to step 4. I'm not going 1, 2, and then we're going to another part of the body. And then we're like a few steps later going back to that. No, if I set it up, we're finishing it. I might have set something up later down the line, but that's a setup for something later that has to be dealt with later in the future. That's how I roll, and I kind of like doing it that way. I wanted to make sure the drill actually stayed in, and it does work though. You can see it in the build in the mock spotlight, which if you have not seen, highly recommend checking that out. That is linked in the description down below. And always, I always link my mock spotlight. I try to link not linked in the description, but linked in the it should be linked in the cards. If I do remember to do that. I might forget to do that. I have a tendency to forget to do that. I have to get back to doing the card stuff. I need to really do that. Yeah, I've been bad on that, but I do my best. I'm just checking all the articulation to see how much articulation he has at this point in time, just to kind of get an idea. And I'm happy with how far the range of the articulation is, because it works. I mean, the Big Daddy doesn't really have that much of a range, so you know, it works in my opinion. It works. He shouldn't have too much of an articulation. It should be that crazy, but it works. He works for me, and I like it. And yeah, for this guy, I gave him a yellow little sister. The yellow dressed little sister. I figured, why not? Give him a nice little dressed little sister. You're happy to take any of those little sisters and do whatever you so please with them. You can build them in however little color dress you wish. You can go on ahead and modify them once you build them, but yeah. So we're wrapping up. We're near the end of the video, so let's get to that outro and we'll go from there. Alrighty, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I enjoy making it for you guys. So yeah, without further ado, please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Turn on notifications. Check out DK Gaming Studios, link that is in the description down below, along with my friend Noah Ryan, link to that is also in the description down below, along with all my socials, link to that is also in the description down below. So yeah, without further ado, please remember to leave a like, comment, share, and subscribe. Comment down below what your thoughts and replies to these questions I asked in this video. So yeah, remember, the force is the force of others. It's always, I'll see you all in the next video.
Birds of a feather, well weathered together, chasing the dark from the night. Trust in your feelings and find a new hope. Take your best shot and let go.